This week on Silver Screen, we look at what it takes to be a fan, profile the teacher and support employee of the year, and have an overview of National Signing Day.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, February 5th, and your Silver Screen report starts now.
Members of the community walked, ran, and rolled all over the high school and middle school grounds last Saturday at the second annual Be a Fan 5K. Here's Caleb Hanna with the story.
Cheers and screams filled the air as the second annual Be a Fan 5K began last Saturday. Participants ranged from rookies to experienced runners.
It was a bit of a physical challenge for me personally participating, but loving to see the kids, especially our special needs kids participating was really cool.
I'd just like to see continued growth in the number of people that participate this year. I think we had 230 somewhere in there, and I'd like to just see that continue to grow.
As the 5K becomes more and more popular, the community of special needs children is also growing.
Every year, one of the things that comes out of this is that more kids come in at lunchtime and study halls and before and after school to actually do things with my kids. So,
you don't have to finish first in everything. It's not like the winner. Finishing is a win in and of itself. So that was cool.
It's important for others who don't spend time with us to see what our kids can do and to feel more compassion for them because they're part of the group.
Participants say they hope to see the Be a Fan 5K become a more popular thing every year and are proud of how big the community has become.
I don't know how widely publicized it was. I know my wife teaches at the middle school. I know she called a lot of businesses trying to get sponsored. I think maybe starting to publicize it a little earlier or whatever would help. I mean, it was a great experience for me.
I just want to thank everybody for the support, for being at our 5K this year, and look forward to seeing everybody again next year.
This has been Caleb Hanna with your Silver Screen Report.
Last Thursday, the Support Staff Employee of the Year and Teacher of the Year were announced. Congratulations to Miss Applin and Miss Kessinger. We take a look at the winners. Lindsay Long checks it out.
Newly announced Teacher of the Year, Susan Applin, says she did not expect to win this highly coveted award.
Ms. McCune called me and asked if I would come up and help her something with an iPad, and I get that call a lot, so I just went up, not really thinking anything about it. She had a student iPad, and she was asking me a question about the student and contact date, and then she sort of turned me around, and Dr. Orleans was standing there with a nice big basket.
Both staff and students say they admire Applin because of her ability to help and get along with others.
Ms. Applin is well respected by her coworkers and any students that she works with because she's just willing to give so much of her time. She goes out of her way to make sure what she's trying to help people with, she understands thoroughly, and that she has resources for them to take further with them. She's always available to our teachers, and if students go into the Media Center and ask her for help, she's just always one of those that says, yes, I have time to help you.
She is really good with people, and she's nice and friendly, and she's really good with technology, so she appeals to a wide range of people and students.
Applin says she is grateful for the opportunity to work with people all around the school.
As a teacher and a colleague, I'm very patient with people. I get the opportunity to work with lots of different people at school, really almost everyone at school, with technology help and assistance and integration, and I take time to figure out what the student needs or what the teacher needs, and then how I can best help them meet whatever that need is.
Bookroom attendant Jen Kessinger was announced as a Support Employee of the Year last Thursday as well.
I think she won because lots of people see her a lot. They have to come into her to get their IDs done, they have to get their textbooks done, and they have to come for her for information to make sure that their classes can stay up to date.
She never acts as we're bothering her. She makes sure that she can help us any way that she can, and she's extremely friendly.
I would say she's hardworking, and she's very important in school because, she makes sure that our safety is intact when she delivers people's IDs.
Those who know Kessinger say she does her job well and benefits both students and staff around the school.
My mom is very compassionate and caring, and she really has a heart for what she does, and she loves working with other people and students.
Just because I talk to so many people, they may know me more than somebody who's been nominated who doesn't get to talk to people and maybe more behind the scenes person than somebody who actually knows my face and talks to me on a daily basis. I was surprised to be nominated. It was really sweet and I was so grateful for that. Everybody here works really hard, so I don't feel that I have anything different than anybody else. I think probably because I come into contact with a lot of people, and so they probably know me maybe more than the others that were nominated.
This has been Lindsay Long with your Silver Screen Report.
Have you ever wanted to get an inside look at what crime scene investigators do?
Yeah, I love shows like CSI.
Well, then you should take a look at the forensics class. China Wallace has the scoop.
Studying bullet trajectory, students in Rebecca Valencia's forensic class experiment with a bullet lab to solve crimes.
In forensics, we learn about different kinds of evidence and how to package evidence and just bodies. It's really great because it applies every area of science that you've already learned to real-world scenarios.
I learned a lot of different things that help with like finding out who solved crimes, and we learned a lot of how to do fingerprinting and stuff with like the dust and acids.
This lab will encourage students to take up a career involving this class.
Probably won't use much of this in the future because it doesn't pertain to my profession, but I find this class very fun and I learned a thing or two.
I guess like if I know anyone gets shot, I could totally solve their crime.
Students who take this class will get to participate in many other labs such as these.
I recommend this class to people that don't want to take a standard like physics or chemistry or something like that just kind of want to take like a real world glance at science.
I recommend it to anyone who's interested in like science with the body, like dealing with murders.
If you are a senior and you don't want to take physics or you don't want to take another science class that's offered.
This has been China Wallace with your Silver Screen Report.
The Coral students are selling Singing Valentines every day at lunch. For just $5, you can send a love song to your Valentine.
We are giving people the opportunity to give somebody they care about a singing Valentine. The choir, the audition choir, and some members from the beginning choir will be going to classes all day long on Friday at the beginning of each block and singing a song, one of 3 songs that they can choose from. You Are My Sunshine, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, and Stand By Me, which will have a soloist in it. They're $5, and they also get a little box of candy with that. And you can do it anonymously, or you can put your name on it as the sender. We are doing the Singing Valentines is not only to make people smile, but we are taking a trip to Williamsburg in the spring, in April, and it's a fundraiser for the students who are going on the trip.
Last week, engineering students went to Leapart Elementary with the Technology Students Association. Zaina Dill was there.
Sandra Suarez's engineering classes took a trip to Leapart Elementary School to teach kids different ways that they can be engineers.
We went to Leapart Elementary so that we could help teach the engineering students enrolled in their magnet program there about engineering with different types.
To go and help mentor the elementary school students that are focused on engineering, get better at it, and learn how to apply the topics they've been learning to everyday situations and problems.
I think the purpose was to get the kids at Leapart to be inspired by seeing other people who have gone a little bit further into the engineering field and see how we can teach them.
Students taught the participants about different types of engineering programs and how to use them.
I was one of the 2 coding groups, so I taught them block-based coding to do simple commands. Just using little blocks of code, and they were able to make objects move, generate stuff. It was very simple, but it was also complex at the same time because they had to bring up everything at the top of their mind.
We're responsible for helping teach the kids how to build and use forces and physics to help build Kiva planes, which are kind of like Jenga blocks, but larger and more balanced.
I did a problem called Sky Flyers. We gave the students everyday objects like pencils and rubber bands and erasers and gave them a problem that they had to build a device to carry the eraser across the room on a fishing line. It was kind of like a zip line.
Each student used different strategies to help the kids overcome problems or answer questions that came up.
I was very impressed with how the kids did. They were very good at applying the topics they've learned in engineering to the problem that we gave them.
I had them talk it out to me. I had them read what was on the screen that they had put down, and then I had them talk out what they wanted to do. Because often in coding, you can speak out what you want to do, and it roughly relates to what the code is going to be, because there's theory and then there's coding.
We had certain challenges that they had to do. They had to build the tallest structure or the widest off of just one block, or maybe the most interesting looking one, and that helped us structure the kids' learning of how to build them.
This has been Xana Doe with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students about their favorite field trip.
My favorite field trip would have to be to medieval times because it was fun and it was different and we got to do a lot of cool stuff.
My favorite field trip I've ever been on is probably when I went to DC because it was very educational and just an overall great experience.
My favorite field trip was probably the 8th grade field trip to Washington, D.C. It was just a lot of fun in the nation's capital, spending it there with your class for a week.
Is the one that I just went on with the engineering group to Leopard Elementary, where we taught kids about engineering, coding, science, and math.
Have you ever thought that you would get the opportunity to play college sports? These athletes are getting a chance to live the dream. Thomas DeSeto checks out signing day.
On Wednesday morning, 6 Dutch Fork athletes signed to play college sports. Jonah Potts signed to play soccer at Loras College. Kelsey Gard and Emily Germstead signed to Lander for soccer. Cole Douglas is going to Dartmouth for football. And for baseball, TJ Shook is heading to South Carolina and Brandon Deans will be attending Erskine.
I chose to go to Erskine College because I got a couple friends up there. They said that they're really enjoying it, and when I met the coach for the first time, he seemed like a really cool guy, and I liked the way he ran his program.
I chose Lander because they have a really good soccer program. I really like the soccer coach. I think that's very important. And I really like the atmosphere of the school.
That was a really hard decision for me, especially being that both of those are really good schools, and I knew either way I went, it wasn't a wrong decision. But Dartmouth, I really just felt like it had a family atmosphere, and I knew I wasn't going to fail there.
I chose South Carolina because I felt right at home when I was on campus, and I've always wanted to go there since I was a child.
There were similarities and differences among the recruiting processes for all the athletes.
I started in the summer. They saw some of my film. They started recruiting me, started calling me. And then they finally offered me in October.
I went to a couple showcases and I started doing better at them, and I got a lot more interest from better schools and stuff.
I committed a year ago, but I went to a lot of the ID camps.
Well, I played for the coach over the summer a little bit, and so he brought me into Erskine a few times. I got to see the campus, a couple unofficial visits, and then one time I had an official visit, which was when he actually offered me the scholarship. And I was pretty nervous about the whole recruiting situation too. I didn't really know how it went or how it goes.
The athletes are excited about the new challenges that come with playing at a college level.
I think it'll be more competitive because since I'm a senior, I play with a lot of younger people now.
Mostly just better coaching and to make myself better and to help the team out any way I can.
Give me more experience because maybe I can do more things later in my life like coach or anything like that. Just being around the game. I've played it since I was 4 years old, so I just really want to be around it, and that's for as long as I can.
Big difference is the speed. Everybody gets a lot faster, and another huge difference is the coaching. The coaching gets a lot better.
Achieving the dream of playing college sports is something that's unforgettable to these athletes.
It's huge. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's going to be a lot more harder up there, but what Dutch Fork truly did was just help me be a better team player.
This has been Thomas DeSeto with your Silver Screen Report.
The SAT word of the week is deft, an adjective meaning skillful and capable.
The lacrosse team is very excited as they are at the beginning of a new season. Malik Brazil hits a hat trick.
The sound of whistles and cleats digging into the turf fill the air as the lacrosse team prepares for their upcoming season.
I think compared to other teams in our region, we're superior easily. As a team, we just work better together. We all have a lot of experience playing lacrosse together. On the field, we just have a lot of chemistry and we're just better.
I think we're going to do really well in our region. Our biggest competition is probably Blythewood, and in the whole Midlands, I think AC Flora is a great team, and we're looking to beat both those teams this year, hopefully by a lot.
In the Midlands, our team is going to dominate. I think we have the skill set, the size, and the just depth in our roster to take us all the way through our Midlands.
The team and individual players have goals that they are hoping to crush.
Personally, my goal is to contribute to offense and make sure our offense is running smoothly for us to put points on the board.
Personally, I hope to get a few goals and lead my defense to a bunch of shutouts. Team-wise, I think we're going to make a playoff run and hopefully maybe have a 2-loss season.
As an individual, I think my goals this season are to be the best in the state. As a team, obviously, we want to be better than everybody else and then just win state.
This year I really hope to pass the 30 goal mark as far as my personal goals, but as a team, I really want to make a deep run to the playoffs. I think that's something that we can definitely achieve this year.
The chemistry between the team is strong, but there's plenty to work on in order to achieve their goal of becoming state champions.
What we've done really well this team is that we've bonded together, and we've just been gelling, and we're miles in front of where we were last season as a team. This team's really blooming early, just getting together, doing work.
As a team, we need to communicate both on defense and offense to just be productive as a whole. We're going to come home with a ring, and we're winning the state championship, so high expectations.
This has been Malik Brazil with your Silver Screen Report.
And now for some announcements. The Literary Magazine needs your submissions. Email your original poetry, short stories, plays, and artwork to dflitmag@gmail.com. The Lit Mag staff would also love for you to join. Meetings are Thursdays after schools in room 252. See Ms. Medlock Green for more information. If you missed the interest meeting for next year's newspaper, yearbook, and Silver Screen staffs yesterday, please see Ms. Gascon or Ms. Medlock Green for the Edmodo group code. Senior celebration pictures are due May 1st. Submit your pictures to www.facebook.com/Dutch Fork High School grad. Here's Sarah Emily with more.
Thanks, Trey. Mindfulness training will be available during all academic enrichment times next Tuesday. See Teresa Farrell in the school counseling office for more information. Prom Blast will be held in the Commons during all 4 lunches on March 3rd. Prom will be April 23rd at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. Bring donations to Kelly Payne by the end of the day today for the Super Bowl of Caring. Tuesday is an advisory day. 2A begins at 9:49. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Here.
That was here. Have you ever wanted to get an inside look at what? Whoa, that was forced. Sorry. Okay.
The choral students are selling singing Valentine's cards The choral students. Okay. Don't use that. Please don't use that.